Hey guys, thanks for joining me on a cool day here in the Carolinas. I had one of my viewers reach out. He's got a unique situation. He's got a receiver that he's restoring, and the output transformer went bad at some point in time in addition to the field coil. The field coil workaround's complete. The output transformer that someone placed in appears to be a universal. The leads that need to go back over to an 8 ohm speaker that he's chosen, he needs to know where to connect it to his particular transformer. Again, his transformer is not the same as this. I'm just using this particular one as an example to hopefully help Steve and others out there figure out how to determine where to connect the loudspeaker or speaker. You can see in this case he's got a 6L6 tube. It's Class A pin-towed. Looking at the tube manual that I'll throw up on the screen, you'll see the load resistance is around 2500 ohms. We'll shoot for that number plus or minus 20%, get as close as possible. To understand the turns ratio needed, we can just take the square root of the 2500, again that being the primary reflected impedance that the tubes is happy with. We'll divide that by the 8 ohm loudspeaker or speaker, and that gives a turns ratio just under 18 to 1 at 17.68. Again, I'm going to use a audio signal generator. I'm going to hook it up. You can see it's connected here and turned on. We'll flip the meter on as well. And I'm going to measure the AC voltage. I'm going to use a carrier at 600, somewhere between 600 and 1000 hertz, or again 1 kilohertz is fine. I'm going to hook that up to the primary of the audio output transformer, unloaded. As you can see, there's no connection to the secondary. We'll measure the voltage. Just a few minutes ago when I made the measurements, I read 5.48 volts. I may read a little bit different now. You can see it moving around 546. Anyway, I'll take that voltage, divide that by the required turns ratio of just under 18 at 17.68, and you can see what I'm looking for would be a voltage on the secondary unloaded of around 0.31 volts. So just take the meter. I'll pick a location here. We'll go from 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, and it looks like I'm getting a little closer there. That's 0.20 and 0.282. So for this particular transformer, that's the closest voltage I would have for using this transformer back to an 8 ohm speaker with a 6L6, and I would still be within my 20%. I can take the 5.48 volts that I read, divide that by the 0.282 from 1 to 6 in this case, gives me a turns ratio of 19.43. I can square that number, multiply it by itself times 8, and it would give me a reflected primary impedance of around 3000 ohms. So that would work in Steve's case as well if he had this particular transformer. So that would be my recommendation to Steve and others if you have this situation. Probably the most simple method and procedure. Again, I'm just driving the primary of the output transformer with a sine wave somewhere between 600 and 1000 hertz. Reference the voltage at that point unloaded, do some simple math again, divide that by the impedance of the speaker that was chosen. In this case, again, that was 8 ohms, giving us a turns ratio of roughly 18 to 1. My measured voltage, again, divided by the turns ratio, looking for the AC voltage between his points, tap locations on the output of the transformer, and just again back into the math to see what the calculated reflected primary impedance would be. So I hope that helps, Steve. Just shout back at me, let me know. Appreciate you reaching out in the question. Hope you're successful getting that one figured out. Take care.